Okay, we're going to go start off with 4.8. Open up 4-8, file open, go to your documents. They're under your libraries if you're not in chapter 4. I'm going to hit cancel because I already opened it. We're going to take these 3 shapes and we're going to turn it into a design. And it reminds me of what's on a deck of cards. I don't know if anybody plays cards, but looks like kind of a deck of cards. We are going to start working with more panels. Right now I have the swatch panel open, and all the panels are under window, and they're in alphabetical order. So I have swatches, and it's checked to show that I have that open. We also want to go down. If you have a down arrow, hit that. Just so you know that there's more below it. We're going to show what's called the Pathfinder panel. You can separate them out by dragging on either the name or the top. I like to have them separate. So open up your Pathfinder panel. On the top tool, make sure they're in one row. We're going to select both circles. You can either click and drag over both of them, or you can hold down Shift and click on both of them. We're going to unite these two together, and the unite is on this Pathfinder panel. That's why I wanted to open it up. If you hold your mouse over the bottom, it tells you the name, and same with the top. We're going to be working with all 4 of these at the top here. So in order for these buttons to work, you have to hold down Alt, and it tells you right there when you put your mouse over it that you have to hit Alt click. So hold down Alt, click Unite, and whatever was touching disappears. And so now it's united into one. We're going to move this diamond up. So I like to click on the edge and move it. You can use your arrow keys to move it. We're going to move this up to overlap. And we get it to the point where the anchor points, the dots on the diamonds, are touching right here. It doesn't have to be exact, but if you want to be exact, that's what it looks like. Okay, we haven't used this tool yet. It's the 5th one down. It's called Delete. Make sure you get the right one. Hold it down. Delete anchor points, and that's exactly what it does. It deletes those dots, those anchor points. We're going to delete the top anchor point of that diamond. We don't want that anymore, and anything that's connected to the next anchor point will go away. I have a terrible mouse, just so you know. Okay, there we go. So we got rid of all whatever was connected to that anchor point. And now we're going to go back to the top tool. You need to select all of this. You can click and drag. You can do Control A, or you can go up to the top to select all. Either one. And now we're going to unite all of this together. So hold down Alt, and then over here, click Unite. And now anything that was touching, if you click off of it, went away. Now I messed up a little bit, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, we're going to fill this heart up with red. So I click on it so it knows what I want to fill. You can either click the swatch, or I think you have to actually. Click the swatch and fill it with red, and we got a little space here in the middle that we're going to go ahead and cover up. So I'm going to just use a rectangle tool, and I'm just going to draw over that, and I'm going to get rid of my stroke is going to be none. Make sure that says none right there. Okay, the arrow to make that go away. Go back to the top tool again, click on the heart, and it should be filled in now. Okay, I'm just going to change that to none again. Just doing that. Okay, so now, let's see, we are going to go ahead, and we have that rectangle. You don't see it because I got rid of the stroke, but we need to unite that rectangle in with the heart. So again, select all of it, or Control A, hold down Alt, and click Unite one more time to make sure that this is all united into one. We're going to scale this down, so stay clicked on it. Scale was right underneath Rotate. Make sure you have Scale. We are going to click that button, double click it, and the non-uniform horizontal is 90, vertical is 100. And we're going to click OK. And it kind of squeezed it in a little bit. Now we're going to rotate it. Don't click off it. Double click Rotate. 180, which would be upside down, right? If you rotated something 180, it's going to flip it upside down. Click OK. We're going to hide this for now, and we're going to bring it back later. All you do is go up to Object, Hide, Selection. And it's hidden for now. We'll bring it back later. We are going to make a square, which is using the rectangle tool. Click once, and it's 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches because it's a square, so they're both the same. Go back up to your top tool if you want to move it, because otherwise you'll just keep making squares if you don't. And we want this to be a black stroke. That's 1 point. And the fill right here is none. So you'll just see the outline. Okay, now we're going to make a circle, and that's the ellipse button. Click once, and that circle is going to be 1.75, and they're both the same since it's a circle. Click OK. And we're going to overlap. Go back to the top tool. I just click the center, and you're going to make it look like this, to where the corners of the square are touching. And I use my arrow keys. You can use your mouse. I just have a really bad mouse. All right, making sure the circle is still selected on, we're going to go to hold down the Rotate tool. We're going to do a new tool called Reflect. Look, it's like looking in the mirror. Reflect. And we want to make sure we're going to click in the center of the square, holding down Alt, kind of like when we were rotating that clock around. Okay, and when you click in the center, you should get this to pop up. Don't click in the center of the circle, click in the center of the square. We are going to do a vertical reflect, which is across, and we're going to do a copy of it. Now remember, we selected the circle. We're going to make a copy of this looking in the mirror across the center of the square. And it should look like that. Okay, back to the top tool. I'm going to select all of it, or Control A. And now I'm going to use a new button up here. Remember, we have to hold down Alt when we use the Pathfinder panel. And I want minus front. So Alt, click. And if I click off of there, it got rid of everything. Well, it didn't really get rid of it, because if you click on it, it's still there. But it did everything that was in the front of the shapes. Okay, it looks like that. This is going to be the stem of our, I call it a spade, but it's just kind of some kind of design. All right, fill this with black on your swatch panel. And then we're going to bring back that upside down heart, Object, Show All. Okay, and you want to make this the stem. And I'm going to shape it like that. I'm going to click on the red, and I'm going to color that black. Okay, and I need to stop because there's a limit on the amount. So stop right there and go to part 2.